Illustration 10, page number 29, first one, A. Now, on 1/3/2017, company forfeited 500 equity shares of 10 each of Harnish. Yani company has forfeited 500 shares, face value 10. Harnish did not pay 3 per share in respect of share final call. Company reissued these forfeited shares at rupees 8 per share, which were purchased by Sanjay. Now over here we have to write the entries for forfeiture and entries for reissue of shares. So let's do the working. Now application and allotment combined is rupees 7 face value, and he did not pay the final call. Final call is rupees 3. So total 10. Now, he did not pay the final call. So this final call was not paid on how many shares? 500 shares. So now let's first write the entry for forfeiture. So when we forfeit the shares, we have to first cancel the shares. So equity share first is equity share capital account debit, $500 shares into rupees 10 per share, because we have called up 7, we have called up 3. 5,000. 2. Now there is no premium over here, so you did not worry. 2. Share forfeiture account. Again 500 shares into what we have received so far, 7. So into rupees 7 per share. So 3,500, and 2 equity share final call account. 500 shares into 3, 1,500. So here goes our entry for share forfeiture. Now all these shares what we have forfeited, we are going to reissue these shares at rupees 8 per share. So second entry, bank account debit, number of shares, we are reissuing 500 shares at rupees 8 per share, so 4,000. Now 10 rupees ka share we are reissuing at 8. So 2 rupees is the discount what we are giving from the amount what we have forfeited. So 7 per share what we have forfeited. So we give out of those 7, 2 rupees discount. So share forfeiture account debit, 1,000. 2. Equity share capital account. Capital always with the face value. So यहाँ पे 10 से डेबिट किया तो यहाँ पे 10 से क्रेडिट करना है. Now ऐसा मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? क्योंकि partly paid up shares, partly called up shares, when they are reissued, you have to be careful. Okay, we'll see it when it comes. Now, entry for forfeiture done, entry for reissue done. Now third one, we transfer the surplus to capital reserve. So now forfeited 500 shares, reissued 500 shares. So we can directly do credit minus debit. That comes to 2,500. So we write the entry share forfeiture account debit, 2,500 to capital reserve. 2500. If you want to do it together, 500 shares into 7 forfeited, 2 rupees ka discount, which is equal to 5. So 500 into 5 is 2500. Now second one, that is B. On 1/7/2017, company forfeited 350 equity share of Awadh of face value rupees 10 each for non-payment of 3 per share on first call, 2 per share on second and final call on 12/8/2017. All 350 were reissued at 7 per share, which were bought by Dharmesh. So first let's do the working. So application and allotment दोनों मिला के फेस वैल्यू 5 पर शेयर, फर्स्ट कॉल 2 पर शेयर, फाइनल कॉल फर्स्ट कॉल 3 per share, final call 2 per share, so total is 10. We forfeited 350 shares of our. Now 350 shares we did not get the first call and we did not get the final call. Now let's write the entry of forfeiture first. First entry for forfeiture is we cancel the share. So equity share capital account debit. Number of shares 350 into 10 per share, so 3500. Now no premium over here, so 2 share forfeiture account. $350 into, we received rupees 5, 1750, 2 share final call, share first call, 350 shares into rupees 3, so 900, 1050, 1050, and 2 share second and final call, 350 into 2, 700. Always check debit should be equal to credit. Close. Next. Second, now we reissue the shares. So bank account debit, 350 shares into 7 per share, 2450. Now 10 rupees per share we are reissuing at rupees 7. So 3 rupees is the discount what we will give from share forfeiture account. So share forfeiture account debit, 350 into 3, 1050 and 2 equity share capital account. $350 shares into 10, 35. Finally, what all amount is there in share forfeiture account? We have to transfer to capital reserve. So over here, we forfeited 350, we reissued 350. So complete reissue ho gaya. So we can directly find the difference, credit minus debit. So share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account 700. If you want to do it, second method, so we forfeited 5 per share and we gave a discount of 3. So 5 minus 3, which is equal to 2. So 350 into 2 is 700. Narrations and closure. Now, on 14/9/2017, company forfeited 1200 equity shares of Drumal of face value rupees 10 each for non-payment of 3 per share on final call. Drumel had paid 4 per share on application, 8 per share, including premium of rupees 5 per share on allotment. Out of forfeited shares, company reissued 800 shares. So please be careful. यहाँ पे reissue is of 800 shares to Minesh on 16/10/2017 at a discount of rupees 5 per share. So first, let's do the working. Now, what information is given? We write first non-payment of 3 per share on final call. There is no first call, so remove it. Okay, Drumal had paid 4 per share on application and 8 per share, including premium of rupees 5. So 3 is the face value and premium is of rupees 5. So I've written plus 5. Now what he did not pay, forfeited 1200 shares, he did not pay the final call. So final call was not paid by him on 1200 shares. So for 1200 shares, he did not pay the final call. So I'll mark it cross over here. It means we have to keep this in mind. So I'll mark it red. Now, let's first pass the entry for forfeiture. Over here, date is given. So let's write the date and do the sum. Because dates are given, so we write the date. Now, 14/9/2017. So 14/9/2017. We write the entry for forfeiture. So equity share capital account debit by what amount? 1200 shares into rupees 10, everything is called up. Debit amount is 12,000. Now over here, this premium of rupees 5, we have already received this premium, so we don't have to do anything for this premium. So directly to share forfeiture account, bracket 1200 into, we will forfeit what? 4 and 3, 7, because premium what we received was already credited to security premium and we have already received that money. So into 7. 8400 to share final call account. 1200 shares into rupees 3 per share. 3600. Close this entry. Now next, we reissued these shares on 16/10/2017. Out of these 1200 shares, we reissued only 800 shares. So keep that in mind. So 16/10, मेरे birthday के दिन 2017, bank account debit 800 shares into at a discount of rupees 5, yani we reissued them at rupees 5 per share. So 4,000. Then 10 rupees ka share we issued at rupees 5, or we issued at a discount of rupees 5. So that 5 will go from share forfeiture account. 800 shares into 5. 4,000 to equity share capital account. 800 shares into 10. 8,000. Close this. Now, on 16/10/2017, we will transfer the balance of share forfeiture account to capital reserve. So let's write the entry. Share forfeiture account, debit to capital reserve account. Now, amount. What we can do is 8,400 minus 4,000. Okay, that is what we normally used to do when the number of shares forfeited and number of shares reissued were same. But over here, you can see that they are different. Over here, the number of shares forfeited are 1200 and reissued are 800. So we cannot use debit minus credit method. So what we do is we do the working. So number of shares reissued is 800 shares into, we forfeited 7 per share. We gave a discount of rupees 5 per share, which is equal to rupees 2 per share, which is equal to 1,600. So share forfeiture account debit, 1,600 to capital reserve, 1,600. That's it. Go through the sum, see if you have any doubt. Over here, the total will be 15. Okay, there is an error in the formula. Here, premium will be 5. Correct it. Okay. Any doubt? Did you understand the third entry? You can see the textbook working also, but that is all proportionate method. So I suggest you just avoid it. Okay. Let's not go for that. You go for this method only. Now D. On 1/8/2017, company forfeited 700 equity shares of 10 each of Hitansh for non-payment of share allotment money of 54 per share, including premium of 50 per share. It means 4 rupees is towards face value and 50 rupees is the premium and 3 per share on final call money. Out of forfeited shares, company reissued now only 500 shares on 10/9/2017 at 35 per share. Now we are reissuing at a premium of 25 for each share to Eden. Now let's do the working. Now over here, application, later allotment, face value is 4, premium is rupees 50. So total is 54. Now, final call is rupees 3 per share. So application is 3 rupees. Now, allotment was not received and final call was not received. So let me mark them red. For how many shares? 700 shares. So mention 700 shares. Now they are not 700 separate. They are the same 700 shares. Okay, or you can combine them. Now, let me mark them red. Yeah, bolo Tir, you want to say anything?
No, sir.
Application is 3 per share. Now, let's start. Date when we forfeited was 1/8/17. So equity share capital account debit. How many shares? 700 shares into 10 each. 7,000. Now premium, as you can see this premium of rupees 50, we have not yet received the premium of 50 rupees. Yani we credited to our premium account, but we did not receive the money. So security premium account needs to be reversed. So we have to debit. So next is securities premium account, that is 700 shares into 50 rupees. Debit 35,000. To share forfeiture account, 700 shares into rupees 3 per share. 2100 to share allotment account, 700 shares into 54 per share, 37,800, and to share final call account, 700 shares into rupees 3 per share, 2100. Cross verify debit should be equal to credit. Now reissue. Now we reissued all these shares on 10/9/2017 at rupees 35 per share. So 10 rupees ka share we are reissuing at rupees 35 per share. Now over here 700 shares are forfeited, but we are reissuing only 500 shares. So 500 into rupees 35. Debit 17,500. Now over here there is no discount at all. So dhyan do please to equity share capital account. Capital always with the face value into 10, which is the face value. Okay, I'm writing over here FV, that is for face value. So 5,000 and 2 securities premium. 500 shares into 25. 12,500. Now ऐसा कोई रूल नहीं है कि रीइश्यू करना है तो डिस्काउंट ही दो. Okay, you can also reissue at a premium. कोई तुम्हें ज्यादा पैसा देना चाहता है तो why should you have a problem? Okay, so it can be reissued at a premium, reissued at a discount, but that discount should not be more than the amount you have forfeited per share. Okay, please keep that in mind. Okay. Now capital reserve. Again same date 10/9/2017. Share forfeiture account debit. Amount later we write together to capital reserve. Now how much will be the amount? Now we have forfeited 700 shares, but we reissued only 500 shares into profit per share. So we forfeited 3 per share, but we gave a discount of 0, which is equal to 3 rupees per share is the profit what we have made. So 1,500. Understood this? Understood 1,500? Now E, transaction E. Company forfeited 2,000 equity share of Girish on 11/10/2017 for non-payment of 3 per share on, just let me make a correction, on non-payment of 3 per share on first call, 2 per share on final call. Company had originally issued these shares at a face value of rupees 10 per share. Out of forfeited shares, company reissued 1,200 equity shares. So we forfeited 2,000, we reissued 1,200 on 4/11/2017 at rupees 8 per share, and remaining equity shares were reissued on 22/11/2017. So remaining also we are reissuing to Harsh at 7 per share. Go through the sum once again. Let's start. Now, let's first write what is given non-payment of first and final calls. So here there is first call also and there is final call also. First call of 3 per share and final call of 2 per share. Company had originally issued these shares at a face value of 10. It means application and allotment total. I'll merge them. Is rupees 5 per share. So here there is no premium, so not required premium column, total column. Okay, you can just write for the sake of writing and 2, total 10. Now calls in arrears 2000 shares, he did not pay the first call, and on the same 2000 shares he did not pay the final call. So let's write cross over here, cross and cross. Make it red or a lighter shade for better visibility. Okay. So we did not receive the first call and the final call. We received only the application and allotment. There is no premium over here. Now, let's start entry for forfeiture 11/10/2017. Equity share capital account. In the bracket 2000 shares into 10 per share. That comes to 20,000. No premium, so no problem. To share forfeiture account. 2000 shares into, we forfeit rupees 5 per share. 10,000. To share first call account. 2000 share into 3 per share. 6,000, and to share final call account. 2000 share into 2 per share. 4,000. Now we reissued all these shares on 4/11. Not all these shares. We reissued 1,200 shares on 4/11/2017. 11/2017. So bank account debit 1,200 shares into at 8 per share. 9,600. Now 10 rupees ka share we are giving at 8 rupees. So share forfeiture account. ₹1,200 shares into rupees 2 per share. 2,400. To equity share capital account. 1,200 share into rupees 10 per share. Face value 12,000. Now 411 को ही we transfer for these 1200 shares the profit to capital reserve. So share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account. Now number of shares reissued 1200 shares into profit per share. We forfeited 5 and we gave a discount of 2, which is equal to 3 per share. So 3600. Now sum is not yet over. Remaining also were reissued. So they were reissued on 22/11/2017. So bank account debit 800 shares at rupees 7. Now 10 rupees ka share we reissued at rupees 7. So 3 rupees is the discount which goes from share forfeiture account debit. Amount is 800 shares into rupees 3 per share, 2400 to equity share capital account. $800 shares into 10, 8,000. Now it is not yet over because we have balance in share forfeiture account. Okay, because we forfeited rupees 5, we gave a discount of rupees 3. So again on 22/11/2017, share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account. Number of shares reissued 800 shares into profit per share 5 minus we gave a discount of 3 which is equal to 2. So 800 into 2 is 1600. Now over here let's check whether share forfeiture account is closed or not. So we had a credit of 10,000 rupees, then we had a debit of 2,400 rupees, then we had a debit of 3,600, that is 6,000, then we had a debit of 2,400, that is 8,400, and then again a debit of 1,600. So it matches and it comes to 10,000, 10,000, the balance becomes 0. Okay, question 13, page number 60, first one. Company forfeited 1,200 equity share of 10 each held by Katara for non-payment of allotment money of 14 per share, including premium of rupees 10 and first and final call money of 3 per share. So he did not pay allotment money of 14 including premium and also did not pay the first and final call money of 3 per share. Company reissued all forfeited shares. Please underline this. Extremely important for exam. Shares after giving maximum permissible discount. these shares were reissued to Kannu. So we'll see this when we go for reissue. Now first let's do the working. So application, allotment, and first and final call. So application is not given directly, but allotment is given for including premium of rupees 10. So total is 14, and first and final call of 3 per share. So face value is 10. So application is 3 per share. Now did not pay the allotment, did not pay the first and final call on how many shares? On 1200 shares. So combine 1200 shares over here. Now let me highlight what we did not receive. Now let's write the first entry for forfeiture. Over here there is premium which we have not received. So let me make it red. Okay. Now equity share capital account debit. 1200 shares into rupees 10 per share, 10,000. Oh, sorry, 12,000. To share forfeiture account. 1200 shares into we forfeit what we have received. We have received application 3 per share. So 3,600 to, oh I'm sorry, we have premium what we have not received. Now here we have this premium of rupees 10 which we have not received. It means that we credited security premium account but we did not receive the money. So we now reverse our income which we are not going to recover. So securities premium account debit 1200 shares into rupees 10 per share, 12,000. To share forfeiture account, 1200 shares into rupees 3 is what we received. To share allotment account, 1200 shares into rupees 14 is the total what we did not receive. So 1200 into 14, 16,800, and to share first and final call. 1200 share into rupees 3, 3,600. Always cross verify. Debit is equal to credit हुआ कि नहीं? Okay, 24,000, 24,000. Share forfeiture account I'll highlight. Now, second, we are reissuing these shares. So bank account debit. Now we are reissuing complete 1200 shares into. Now what is the maximum permissible discount we can give, or at what price will we reissue the shares? Now over here we forfeited 3 per share, yani a share of 10 rupees. Okay, we already got 3 rupees out of those shares. Now we are reissuing them at maximum permissible discount. So 10 rupees का शेयर है, उसमें से 3 रुपए हमें मिल गए हैं, तो हम नया शेयर कितने में बेच सकते हैं? तो हम 7 रुपए में बेच सकते हैं, बिकॉज आई वॉन्ट मिनिमम 7 रुपीज. सो मैक्सिमम डिस्काउंट में उतना ही दे सकता हूँ जितना मुझे फायदा हुआ है. सो इट इज 1200 इंटू ₹3 और इंटू ₹7, यानी डिस्काउंट हमने दिया 3 रुपीज का, तो हमने 7 रुपीज में ये शेयर को बेचा. गॉट इट? ऑल ऑफ यू अंडरस्टूड दिस? सो बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट 12 sevens are 84, 8400. Share forfeiture account. Now 1200 shares maximum discount, तो 3 rupees का डिस्काउंट दिया. So debit 3600 to share capital account. 1200 share into ₹10 per share. 12,000. Now third entry. Will it come or will it not? Now 3600 we forfeited and we gave a discount of 3600, so third entry will not come because we have nothing left in our share forfeiture account. So that's it for this sum. Let's go to the next sum. Now second one. Now second one में Ramesh holds 600 equity shares of ₹10 each in a company. He had paid application money of 3 per share and allotment money at ₹2.5 per share, but could not pay first call money of 2 per share. Company forfeited above share before making the final call after necessary formalities. Company reissued all these shares at a discount of 4 per share. Very interesting sum. Let's write what is given in the working application. 3 per share. Then allotment 2.5 per share. First call is 2 per share. Now before making the final call, यानी over here the company just a moment. over here, company made the application, then went for application, then company went for allotment, then company went for first call. Now before the final call, company forfeited 600 shares of Ramesh for non-payment of first call. So final call of 2.5 was not yet called. उसका हमें अभी कुछ भी करना नहीं है. I'll just mark it. We don't have to do anything for this final call. So far, how much amount we have called up? We have called up 3, we have called up 2, we have 2.5 and we have called up rupees 2. So total called up is 7.5. तो अभी तक हमने हमारा कैपिटल से 7.5 से ही रेज किया है या क्रेडिट किया है. Now 600 shares के ऊपर we did not receive the first call. So I'll highlight this. Now let's write the first entry, equity share capital account. $600 shares into rupees 7.5 per share. Now, why not 10? Because company has so far called only 7.5. So 600 into 7.5, which comes to 4,500. So 4,500 debit to share forfeiture account. 600 shares into, we forfeit 5.5 per share. So 600 into 5.5, 3,300 and 2 share first call account. $600 shares into 2. So 1,200. Here, this is an important point. Equity share capital account, you have to debit it with only rupees 7.5. Now, let's see what's happening. Company reissued all the shares at a discount of rupees 4 per share. So we forfeited 5.5. We gave a discount of rupees 4 per share. Now see over here in the question, it is said that company forfeited above share before making the final call after necessary formalities, and company reissued all these shares at a discount of 4 per share. So here we are assuming that the company over here has reissued all these shares before making the final call. But since company is reissuing these shares, they are considered to be reissued as fully paid up for the person who is buying the share. So second entry will be bank account debit. Now how many shares? 600 shares into 6 per share. So 3,600. Then share forfeiture account debit 600 shares into rupees 4 per share. So 2,400 shares. Now 2 equity share capital. Now ध्यान दो please, this is important. Now equity share capital 600 shares into again 7.5 only, because ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि कुछ शेयर 7.5 पे है और कॉल्ड अप और कुछ शेयर 10 रुपीज कॉल्ड अप है. ओके, सो यर 7.5 पे ही हमें कैपिटल को क्रेडिट करना है, यानी जितने से कैपिटल को डेबिट किया उतने से ही कैपिटल को क्रेडिट करना है. सो दैट कम्स टू 4500. Now you will say कि sir it does not match. It does not match over here because here it is a 10 rupee cup. We are reissuing them as fully paid up. पर अभी तक हमने फाइनल कॉल मंगाया नहीं है, फिर भी हमने रीइश्यू कर दिया है फुली पेड अप. तो हम ऐसा मानते हैं कि ये जो फाइनल कॉल है वी हैव रिसीव्ड इन एडवांस. सो इक्विटी शेयर फाइनल कॉल अकाउंट 600 shares into 2.5. 600 shares into 2.5, which comes to 1500. So over here, this two equity share final call account is basically calls in advance. This is calls in advance. This one, 1500. Now, once again, I'll explain the concept to you. So pay attention over here. Now, let's go over here. Over here, we have so far called up only rupees 7.5 from our shareholder. But generally, whenever we reissue the shares, so we reissue them as fully paid up, because again, then we don't want कि हम उसको वापस पैसा मंगाए फिर वो पैसा देगा नहीं देगा. तो generally it is reissued as fully paid up. Now over here, for the sake of arguing, you can tell me कि sir nothing is given in the question, so I'll give you alternate method also. पहले तुम ये समझ लो फिर हम alternate समझते हैं. Okay, these sums are just for practice. So when you will go for a real life sum, which we'll be doing later, full-fledged sum, complete instructions will be given. Now over here, whenever you forfeited, you debited your capital with 7.5 rupees. It means अभी तक तुम्हारे जितने भी शेयर्स मार्केट में थे वो 7.5 रुपीज वाले शेयर थे. 2.5 तो अभी तक तुमने मंगाया ही नहीं है, ये सब तुम्हारे पार्टली पेड अप या कॉल्ड अप शेयर्स है. नाउ जब तुम री इश्यू करते हो तो तुम जिसको ये शेयर बेचते हो तुम उसको ऐसा बोलते हो कि 4 रुपए का डिस्काउंट तुम्हें मिलेगा. 10 रुपए का शेयर है, यानी तुमने शेयर्स कितने में बेचा, 6 रुपए में बेचा, तो तुम्हारा अमाउंट आया 3600. 4 रुपए का डिस्काउंट तुम देने वाले हो, ऐसा दिया ही है क्वेश्चन में. ना कैपिटल फिर कितने से क्रेडिट होगा. नाउ तुम्हारे पास दो अलग अलग कैटेगरी के शेयर्स नहीं है, सेम ही कैटेगरी के शेयर है, तो सब सेम रेट पे होने चाहिए. तो कैपिटल को हम क्रेडिट करेंगे विथ 7.5 ओनली. तो यू विल से कि सर 10 के सामने 7.5 कैपिटल, तो 2.5 क्या. सो 2.5 इज कॉल्स इन एडवांस, तो हम क्रेडिट कर देंगे टू इक्विटी शेयर फाइनल कॉल अकाउंट. इज दिस क्लियर. जब हम फाइनल कॉल पे जाएंगे तो बैंक अकाउंट उतने से कम हो जाएगा, बिकॉज ये पैसा ये शेयर्स के सामने हमें पूरा पैसा ऑलरेडी मिल गया है. नाउ यू विल से कि नहीं सर अभी हमको ऐसा व्यू नहीं लेना है, हमको ऐसा लेना है कि 2.5 रुपए वो वापस मंगाएगा अलग से. तो हम क्या करेंगे, तो हम ऐसा करेंगे कि वी विल डू बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट. नाउ वी विल डू फॉर 600 शेयर्स इनटू, इंस्टेड ऑफ 6 रुपीज 7.5 में से 4 का डिस्काउंट है, सो 3.5 डेबिट हो जाएगा. सो इट कम्स टू 600 into 3.5, 2100. Share forfeiture account debit. Now this will remain the same, 600 shares into 4 per share. that is 2400. One of the student gave this answer, bank account 2100. That's also not wrong, okay, because here there is no clarity given, okay. And two, equity share capital account, 600 shares into 7.5, so that comes to 4500. So you can do alternatively this as well, because here there is no clarity. Now if you go for this, then here you are assuming that new shares, the forfeited share what you had reissued, were also reissued as partly called up shares. Got it? So either you can go for this or this based on your assumption. If nothing is given in the question, you write a note accordingly. It will be mostly given. Got it now? दोनों एंट्री पता चल गया सबको? दोनों लिख लेना. Okay, now let's do the entry for capital reserve, the third one. So the third entry over here will be share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account. Now over here 600 shares forfeited, 600 shares reissued. So directly you can take the difference, 3300 minus 2400, or you can do the working 600 shares into, you forfeited 5.5, you gave a discount of 4, which is equal to 1.5. So 600 into 1.5 is 900. 900. Do the entry for forfeiture to capital reserve. 3300 minus 2400, 900 directly or this way. Now let's go to question number 13 ka third. Now over here company forfeited 400 equity share of 100 each, issued at a premium of 20% on face value. So your 100 ka face value hai, 20% is the premium, so 20 rupees per share. Rupees 80 per share including premium were called up on these shares for non-payment of allotment money at rupees 50 including premium. These shares were forfeited before making the first and final call. These shares reissued before first and final call. Now यहाँ पे clearly दिया है at rupees 36,000 as fully paid up. Underline, fully paid up. Now let's do the working. We have application, we have allotment. Now first and final call we have not yet called. Okay, how much we have called so far? 80 per share including premium are called up. So 60 is the face value what we have called up. I'll write over here in capital, called up 60 face value, premium is 20, so total is 80. Now application बाद में देखते हैं. Allotment money is 50 rupees, so 30 is face value and 20 is premium. So 30 is the application amount and 20 is the premium. Right over here plus. So 30, 30, 60 and 20, 80. Now it is called up. Now ये called up के बाद आएगा first and final call. वो कितना आएगा? 40 rupees का आएगा, पर अभी हमें इसका कुछ भी करना नहीं है, which will be ultimately 100 face value total. इसका हमें अभी कुछ भी करना नहीं है. So now Allotment money was not paid on 400 equity shares. So I'll put a cross over here. I'll highlight it. Now over here, let's first write the entry for cancellation of share. So first, equity share capital account debit. 400 shares into always the face value called up, that is 60 rupees. So 24,000. Premium was not received, so securities premium account 400 shares into 28,000. Share forfeiture account 400 shares into 30 rupees, and 2 share allotment account 400 shares into 50 rupees, 20,000. Debit should be equal to credit. Always cross verify. Now over here, all these shares are reissued at rupees 36,000 as fully paid up before making the first and final call. So bank account debit, let's calculate 400 into rupees 36,000. So 36,000 divided by 400. It comes to 90 per share. So bank account debit 36,000, share forfeiture account debit. Now they are all issued as fully paid up. तो 100 rupees का fully paid up है, 90 मिल गया है, तो 10 का डिस्काउंट देंगे शेयर forfeiture में से. So account debit 4,000 to equity share capital. Now equity share capital account जितने से डेबिट किया उतने से ही क्रेडिट करना है. So 400 share into 60. So 24,000 and 2 first and final call. 400 shares into 40. 16,000. Now this is calls in advance. This is calls in advance. Is this clear? All of you understood this? यानी कैपिटल अकाउंट जितने से डेबिट किया उतने से ही क्रेडिट करेंगे. Got it? और डिफरेंस जो है फुली पेड अप है, दैट इज एडवांस मनी व्हाट वी हैव रिसीव्ड. नाउ थर्ड एंट्री, शेयर forfeiture account debit. Capital reserve account. Now you can directly do 12,000 minus 4,000, 8,000, or you can do 400 share into forfeit किया 30, discount दिया 10, which is equal to 20. So that will come to 400 into 20 is 8,000. This first and final call we have not yet called, so this is calls in advance. नाउ तुम लोग ये सब सम्स फिर से एक बार प्रैक्टिस करना, खुद करना एक बार. Okay, you read the question carefully, do the working properly, go stage wise. If your entry is correct, amount is wrong, 0. Okay, so don't think के entry गोख लेंगे और amount कुछ भी आया चलेगा तो कुछ मिल जाएगा, 0 मिलेगा तुम्हें. Okay, और amount गलत हुआ है. Okay, और एंट्री गलत हुआ पर जो जो इफेक्ट दिया उसमें से कुछ इफेक्ट का अमाउंट सेम था तो भी तुम्हें 0 मिलेगा. तो यर यू गो लॉजिकली, प्लीज डोंट गोखोफाई मगोफाई. Okay, go stage wise, try to understand the concept and then go with the flow. Okay.